what happens with string students on the Olympic Peninsula, because these students, are really lucky to be growing up in a place of immense beauty. But also, we are quite isolated here.
I think the importance of a program like Olympic Strings Workshop, particularly in a rural region, it provides opportunities that too often tend to be limited to folks who live in more metropolitan sorts of areas, where they have multiple sorts of arts venues, multiple sorts of arts education resources.
Music is like a way to connect with other people in a manner that's completely different from anything else, because even if you could care less about somebody's politics, or you disagree with them, or any number of contemptual feelings towards another person, music kind of bridges that.
Coming to the workshop was really motivating, and without that, I don't know if it would have taken longer for it to really click that this was the thing that keeps me going. It was the first thing that I got to see the big scale of that looks amazing.
So the Olympic Strings Workshop welcomes young musicians who want the opportunity to have a sort of intensive chamber music experience.
Our mission is to bring music to our students, to bring the outside in. Our goal is to make sure that there is a place where they can get that kind of instruction, and to make sure that that becomes a really healthy force in their lives.
So I think it's really important to just kind of connect the orchestra community, which I think this does really well. To see kids from Port Townsend and Orcas Island this year, and from outside of just Port Angeles, with these crazy skills is whoa, look what other people are doing. I want to do that.
And I think that speaks to the responsibility that we have as leaders of the program to make sure that what we're able to offer is something, for lack of a better term, of high quality, is something that is educationally enriching, that enriches them at a human level as well, and that students can walk away and say, that was worth my time, that was worth my experience. And I know that not only because of what I did that week, but because of what I'm able to carry with me into my next school year, into my next phase of kind of musical growth.
My first year, that was one of the first times I got to play chamber music. I got to do duets and quartets and stuff, which I hadn't been able to do before. So that was really nice. I felt a lot more confident in orchestra after that too.
I think I'll take home a lot from this camp. I'm super excited to do it again. Learning from different super talented musicians gives me a whole host of new ways to think about even the same technique. For instance, with long up bows, when you're trying to float the bow in the very lower half of the bow, Dr. Ray taught me hot air ballooning, where you raise your arm as you go up the string. And that was something that I didn't really know before. And then also, I've got my shoulder down. I've been just fixing my posture and learning a bunch of technique that I think wouldn't be possible without just a full intensive week-long camp.
It's not show up for a couple of hours, rehearse every week, and then play. It's a whole experience. The lake, the outside activities, all the yoga and stuff, there's a lot of mindfulness. We get to learn about electronic music this year, which is really cool. They always have some kind of expert come in and teach something musically niche and interesting. We all get to have meals together and everything, and there's a lot of bonding and friendship, and it really is just a community for a week. It's so inspiring and so motivating and so fun, and it's so worth contributing to, and you get an awesome concert at the end too.
The community of donors is really important in allowing us to create these opportunities for students to kind of pair their artistic development with kind of sort of being able to connect with kind of the natural world. I think that there is something really valuable about performing in a space like NatureBridge, right? Where the audience is, in some cases, whichever nature lovers just happen to be walking by. there's an element to that where we can see music making as a form of service, right? Of service to the broader community, rather than just, necessarily those who are artistically informed, so to speak, those kinds of audiences. That said, I think there's a phenomenal amount of value to perform in a place like Field Hall as well, because now that is a professional venue. And I think that can show students, wow, I can see myself performing in a space like this. In fact, I am performing in a space like this.
And a lot of them won't, they may have performed in the Port Angeles High School auditorium and on other stages, but it's a really special feeling to get to play in a state-of-the-art concert hall. And there's a kind of validation of, oh, actually, I do belong here. I do belong in classical music. And we want all our students to come away feeling like, absolutely, I am good enough. I'm good enough as a human being. I'm good enough as a musician. I belong here.